Welcome to Facts and Frenzy. I'm Samantha.
I'm Kylie.
And today we're talking about art, specifically art, AI, and how this controversy might be affecting us as a society. Culture has always thrived on controversy, from paintings that shock the church to songs that scandalize parents, and now algorithms that spark heated debate.
In this episode, we connect the dots from art to AI, showing how every outrage is really a sign of change and motion.
Buckle up. It's messy, it's provocative, and it's exactly how culture evolves.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Kylie.
And I'm Samantha, and this is
Facts and Frenzy.
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 The first thing I'm going to do here is just like read off the most like broad blanket definition that I could find for art. Okay. Art is broadly defined as a diverse range of human activities involving the creation of visual, auditory, or performative artifacts that express the creator's imaginative or technical skill, intended to be appreciated for their beauty or emotional power. That was like a mouthful.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack just a little bit of like what that translates to in like high school education.
Okay.
Okay.
In Kylie terms.
No. Because I'm also, I guess, high school
Like trying to
and some
understand.
college.
Yeah.
Anyways, this talks about a diverse range of human activities, inviting. It says specifically visual, auditory, or performative artifacts. So that could be like a really broad range of things,
Right.
things that you can see, hear, or perform.
Yeah.
Essentially, is what that means. That express.
What about, and I guess create, see, hear, perform, or create? Is that what perform means?
Performing artifacts?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a creation.
Okay,
is a
creation.
Form of performing,
Okay.
yeah. That express the creator's imaginative or technical skill. Okay, so imaginative or technical. That it's saying like if you just see this and think that that's art, then it technically is art. That's what that's saying, right? Or technical, like you're just really good. Intended to be appreciated for the beauty or emotional power. So that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Right? It's like if it looks really good, it's like appealing to the eye, then it's obviously art. Right.
Yeah.
But then like if it makes you feel some type of way in a way that's also
right.
It's art.
Or like I guess like historical.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Let's start with the first question of the day. Who decides what is art?
Welcome back to State Your Case, the segment of our episode where we go neck and neck to debate the topic of today. Where we will be debating a topic about today's episode.
Today's question of the day is, can anything be art?
I don't know. Can it, Samantha?
We're going to find out. All right.
So y'all know how the game goes. We're going to flip this coin. We got heads and tails.
I let you flip last time and you slapped me in the face, so I'm flipping it this time.
Okay.
Back the fuck up.
I feel like you're going to intentionally slap me in the face. Can you please?
All right. This is our coin. Heads is Kylie's stupid face.
Wow.
And tails is my adorable, perfect dog, Raul.
I don't like that. All right. Flip the coin, Sam. Damn,
Excuse
Sam,
me.
Sam, damn.
Kylie's beautiful, pouty, sad face.
All right, let's flip this bad boy. Oh, wait, we didn't say who had what.
I got tails.
Oh, you already called tails?
I flipped it. I got tails.
Yeah, but like, does it always like yes or no?
When you flip the coin, it's whatever.
Did you explain that thoroughly?
It doesn't. Y'all know how a coin toss, right? You flip it, and you either get heads or tails.
What I'm saying is you didn't say what was heads and what was tails.
Oh, doesn't matter. Heads is yes, tails is no. That's pretty simple. The question is, can anything be art?
Okay. So Sammy got tails, which means she will be debating that anything can not be art.
All facts.
Not frenzy. Let's go. I'm here to let the audience know that literally anything can be a form of art. Anything that is a form of expression is a form of art. Philosopher Arthur Danto's art world theory from 1964 states that anything becomes art if the art community deems it as so. The art As seen in Andy Warhol's 1962 Campbell soup cans, which transformed commercial imagery into fine art. We all know that soup commercial, and we recognize it as art in society. It is iconic. In 1917, Marcel Duchamp submitted a urinal tidal fountain to an art exhibit, challenging definitions and providing context can elevate everyday objects into art status. Even a urinal can be art in the beauty of the beholder's eye.
Are you done yet?
No. Art is defined by intent, not materials. Expression creates meaning through interpretation, as it exists in the relationship between the creator and the audience. If something invites emotional, intellectual, or sensory interpretation, it functions as art regardless of traditional standards or rules.
Are you done
Case
now?
closed.
All right, good. Step out the way so a real queen can speak up.
You cleared your throat twice. Get to the point.
A real queen is never wrong. Art, not anything can be art, okay? Art is a form of storytelling and has intention behind it, with conscious intent to express, question, or convey meaning. An object or action remains incidental rather than artistic. Art begins when a creator deliberately uses a medium to communicate a story, idea, or emotion. Art depends on a narrative and or conceptual context. So storytelling, whether literal or abstract, gives form and purpose to art. Without narrative, symbolism, and conceptual framework, there's no structure for meaning to exist or be interpreted. Randomness alone does not constitute art. Case closed.
I think I won that argument.
Don't ever touch my fucking tiara again. I will absolutely shoot you.
Let us know in the comments who you think who you know won the case.
Who won?
Who won?
Who is correct?
Who won? Get the fuck off of me,
A
bitch.
real queen. Okay, I'm off you. Now you gonna tell me get off and then jump on my back? Do you want to fight?
Bitch, what's up?
Never again. Don't even.
I feel as though technically the artist decides what is art because they are creating it or performing it or whatever the case may be. However, I believe we were kind of doing a little research and it said if it's not accepted as art by those looking outside in,
Yeah.
it technically is not credible as being counted as art.
Yeah, that was a belief of. We'll get to the facts later. Art is if beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's like the statement, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Then like anybody who's looking on and decides like that something is artful to them, that makes it art.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just a t-shirt until you put your logo on it and now it's your art.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's just a piece of fabric until you turn it into something, or it's just like
Right.
a sound until you make it into a beat. It's just you know, you could do this with
Right.
all of the stuff, and somebody that's truly like an appreciator of art, not even an artist, could hear something and say, oh wow, like that was so beautiful, and inspire something or be inspired to do something. And I think art's about inspiration. So
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I can agree. Like there's certain times like where you're listening to a certain song or you see something very creative and it does definitely provoke a thought that can absolutely create inspiration.
Okay, so let's talk about the evolution of art. Okay. So the statement that we have written here to debate is that art used to convey deep, thought-provoking emotions, whereas now art can literally be anything from a meme to like an inflatable frog. If you saw they had like an inflatable frog as a art installation on the sidewalk somewhere in I want to say like Paris or London or something. I don't know. Again, I'm not a fact machine, but
yeah,
I did see that it was literally just like Kermit blown up to be like 100 feet tall,
right,
laying down on the sidewalk.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of is a form of art because think about like the big Thanksgiving parade where they have like the huge, like inflatables going around everywhere, and it's kind of like
it's definitely somebody's art. Like somebody had to create that.
Somebody created it, and it brings a lot of joy into society.
You're definitely right there. I didn't even think about those inflatable balloons as art. like even the ones that like you see outside of like
The ones that are all
businesses.
like,
Yeah, bro. Those have like inspired like their own generation of like memes and Halloween costumes. I know somebody that's got one
yeah.
tattooed on their leg, like their art,
I mean, well, now that you put it that way, it's kind of like thinking about it. Like, if I drive past a business and they have the little inflatable balloon, it might persuade me. Like, maybe art is a form of persuasion as well. It might persuade you to come in and check out the store because it caught your attention. Should art be influential? Should it be persuasive, or should it just be in the eye of the beholder?
Yeah, because I feel like, okay, I am an artist, right? But I'm not the kind of artist that like does art for the intention of like wanting to live off of my art. I just, when I feel called to paint, I paint. When I'm feeling called to draw, I draw, whatever, just to express myself, right? And I know a lot of artists, like very talented artists, that would not consider themselves to be artists because they're not making money off of the art that they make. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Or because it's not as good as other things that they see out there, should they assume like it has less value or it's not. I don't know, but it's like I think the imposter syndrome thing really kind of weighs heavy on the art community, because I feel like a lot of people who are artists, who do create beautiful things, are very talented, work hard at their craft, like they don't make a lot of money off of it, so by trade, even though it's something that they can say they do by trade because they're not actually trading. That's what the word trade, that's just to trade it for something. Anyways,
well, I guess that makes me question, like, where do you draw the line of defining a professional versus it being a hobby? Because I mean, any human being can create art. I think without form of expression and creation, we lose our humanity in a sense. Like, we have to express in some way, rather you are speaking a language. Like, is a language a form of art when you use your words? Like, when you're dancing around in your room, is that a form of art? It's like, where exactly do we draw the line there?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about like being a professional. So like when I was growing up, there was like this standard, right? It was like 10,000 hours. You do 10,000 hours, you've mastered something, you can call yourself a professional in it. As I'll say, like as the average IQ has gone up in society over the years in history, it's like you see more and more like just naturally talented individuals who, for no reason, because they don't have as much experience, should not be considered to be not professionals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can still pay the guy who just started doing it 2 weeks ago and is really good at it, the same way that you could pay the guy who's been doing it for 25 years and is really good at it.
Yeah.
So I think that if I had to define it, oof, you can't use time. I don't think you can use income.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't use time because, like, if we draw it back to our own like experiences, like my biggest thing I'm gonna go to is modeling. I could pose in front of somebody's camera for 10,000 hours, but like, have I actually
done like big stuff? Or
have I been acknowledged? Have I gotten credited for it? Have I, gotten paid to do it? Have I actually worked with real clients?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess that is like a tricky line of what is art? Can anything be art?
And who's the professionals, right? Like who? I think that there's so many people who, if if you can't do teach or whatever, and like there's so many critics of art, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all music critics. Music comes out and like the first thing we do is start talking about how much we love or hate it and why.
Right.
We're all music critics. We're all professional food critics because we get online and we'll just get on Yelp and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're professional critics, but they're not professional artists. I don't know. I like kind of where you were going with that. There are artists nowadays where, let's take the music industry, for instance. They came out and we loved it, but because they're not the same thing we once defined them as, and I've heard a lot of creators have this issue. They have an issue rebranding because there's no freedom to rebrand because people already define what your art is allowed to be.
Yeah, and like if you're famous, like I think we've seen this in just about every single. If you watch any artist before they're famous and then watch them after they're famous, like the main change is always sex. Sex sells. We want more skin. We want sexy songs. We want sexy music. We want sexy shows, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always more sex because sex sells. It's less common nowadays. Like when the internet first came out when I was a kid, like you had to be in a box if you wanted to go quote unquote viral.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like that's why you see like a lot of people like doing the same stuff all the time over and over again. Because like that's how it was done for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like the one-offs, right? Sometimes those make the biggest quote unquote impact
Yeah.
on the community, even though these people are not quote unquote professionals, and they end up being called quote unquote professionals and going out and getting all this work and making more money because of it.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe a question for you guys. Like, what do you think makes somebody a professional? I think all of the standards are kind of out the window.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of
Culturally, like, we're doing whatever the fuck.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, like things always evolve and change over time. Like you were saying, at one point it had to be this one thing, and I think that's kind of what we're trying to draw attention to in this segment or this episode, is that art continues to evolve, and as art evolves, the same way generations evolve, there's all this controversy, like what's right, what's wrong. Like back then, our elders or even our ancestors may have been doing things that we argue with them, like, well, it's just not that way anymore, or
yeah.
things change. So it kind of is a question of at what point, like, how do we define art? And I think that is the controversy of it all. Like what your grandfather may determine to be art may be like boring to us, and what we determine as art in our generations, he may be like, that's bullshit. Like, it has no meaning behind it. There's no expression. There's no,
I want to know, just talking about controversy, like the older generation and like the way that they're affected and all that stuff. Well, what do you think about? I think the controversy of our generation, the controversy of our generations, is AI
yeah,
and it, like, AI art and AI use in art and AI in business. And we're talking about art, so we'll talk about art today. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
AI has really kind of like stirred the pot for a lot of people in a lot of different careers, because it's like what you couldn't do in 10,000 hours, even like 3D printing,
oh yeah,
like even like that technology. It's like really kind of taken something that once would take you hours and hours to produce. Now you can do it, in a 45 minutes, and you're in a box in your house,
yeah.
or
I don't
30
know.
seconds on
I
AI.
feel as though it's definitely a great tool that we have, and it is a relevant form of inspiring art. However,
Yeah.
I think it also is taken away from the natural things that make us human. Art requires not just artificial intelligence, it requires emotion and deep thoughts and things that only a human would feel. And I think that kind of is a piece of art. Like, as humans, the thing that makes us the most human is having a subconsciousness. And when we take the subconsciousness and the human emotion and all of these things out of art, it's like, can we consider that art anymore?
Well, I'm saying that you can still feel something from something that was like
Like AI generated?
AI generated. Yeah, like there's this video that was AI generated, and I knew it was AI generated, right? Because it's like one of those safari videos, and the lion literally like stalks the van of people and snatches a guy off of the thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't maul him, just drops him on the ground and then walks away. Like,
well, I guess that's where I feel like it becomes confusing, because entertainment is art, and a lot of these AI videos and things are just for entertainment or for money purposes.
yeah.
However, it's like, I guess that's where I draw a line of, that's where the controversy comes in. At what point do we draw the line, the difference between what is purely art, which can be a form of entertainment, and what is just genuinely entertainment? Are we creating a new category?
Yeah.
Because I feel like entertainment is a form of art, but when it becomes something where you're just typing a couple little words into your laptop and it generates this whole thing, like, can we consider that art anymore?
That just makes me think about Don yesterday, and
Yeah.
like how he didn't even really like know what AI was.
Right.
You remember we started talking to him and he was like, insert clip here.
Where did they first supply her voice at?
Alexa? She's a Google.
Was she at the airport?
Or Amazon.
Also?
Amazon?
Is she at the airport? See, I haven't flown since the 80s.
I think Alexa is Amazon.
Is she the voice?
It's
like,
Amazon.
Going through the airport?
No.
that's just a recording.
She's
No.
not one of those?
It's just a recording.
How about if you get in the elevator? Is she there?
That's just a recording. Alexa is just strictly in your computer and your Google thing, or if you have Amazon app. Yeah, he like had no idea. Like, he was like, I don't even know what that is. I just keep hearing about it on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, like there's probably 2 generations worth of people that like, not that all of you are at that point in your 60s and 70s. I don't want to offend anybody because I know some very like would get up and take me in a fight right now, older people. So y'all don't come judge
There's some
me.
just very tech savvy people in your older age.
Exactly,
like we're not doubting.
We're
y'all,
not saying that you
know?
don't exist. We're just saying that generally speaking,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people like in the generation that aren't even using computers, aren't even aware of AI, and so they get on the internet, they get on the Facebook to like check on their granddaughter, and and it's like they're getting like bombarded with these like advertisements because clearly, I mean, honestly, those people are the most susceptible to them too. Like they're the most likely to go and like click on the scam ad or like I don't know, end up with viruses on the computer because they were watching a video of a butterfly that ate another butterfly and they had never seen it before. Like, I don't know, but it's like so like I see the dangers and it's like that's what I want to see. But like also I see so much like we're talking about like inspiration, like potential for inspiration and inspiration in it because like if you are using it as what it is, which is a tool, right? I can take an idea and build the entire framework like this set, right? I can build the entire framework for this idea and then I can go and bring it to life.
Well, do we feel like AI will eventually come and I wouldn't say fully erase, but really corrupt natural human activity? Are we erasing a generation of natural creativity and artists? Whereas now it's like, oh, I need an idea on the instant. I don't go through that same hunger of going through writer's block and I'm not dealing with, like things that really drive like imagination. That's a big thing. I feel like, especially children these days, their imagination is getting weaker because everything's right in front of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what I'm saying?
But it's like, are we racing a whole generation of creativity, or how like evolution happens, like as you stop using things, it slowly kind of shuts down.
Like your whole nervous system forgets how to do things.
And it's like
ride a bike for 30 years and you go to get on a bike again. Yeah, sure, you remember the mechanics, but it's gonna feel weird.
Yeah, it's like, are we taking away from that? Because me personally, like if I can't come up with an idea, like you said, I'm going straight to that chat box. Like, hey AI, like
this is
give me help with this. And it's like, is it in a sense erasing our ability to think for ourselves or be as imagine things as deeply as we once did before?
I don't think it would do that. I think more realistically, all that it's doing is like opening this is gonna sound I'm gonna sound very conspiracy theorist here, but I'm risking it for the biscuit.
Okay, never heard that one before.
Biscuit for the biscuit.
That must be something very millennial right there.
Oh, millennial is funny as fuck. Here, I'm gonna fix your colors. It's bothering me.
Oh wow, I'm glad that we're fixing it like 20 probably minutes into the video.
No, it's cute. You're cute. It doesn't matter. He's cute, right? Yay! Okay.
Anywho,
back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist here.
I'm sorry. Do you know what that just reminded me of? I'm so sorry. Please don't lose your train of thought.
What?
You know the memes going around about Cynthia and Ariana, and she's like, "I'm just gonna fix this
for you." Oh my
Let
God.
me fix that.
When I do that, you could put this just put like Cynthia Erivo's face over me and make you Ariana. Here, I'm gonna fix your colors. It's bothering me.
Oh wow.
Ariana, if you guys are watching this,
we love you. You know what I'm saying?
All love, but the memes are
the memes are
the memes are meaning, and like that's what the internet's good for. Okay, but okay, I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist when I say this, like kind of a kook, but I feel like if anything, like us constantly having communication with these systems, like essentially just makes it easier for in a shorter amount of period for like quote unquote them, whoever it is that's controlling the narratives in society and says like this stuff gets aired, this whoever them is, I don't know, it could be 2 people, it could be 2 million. If you're watching this, I'm talking to you, okay?
No, she's not. We need you here, Sam.
I'm confused.
I don't want you gone.
I want to know, honestly, can you tell me, like, is AI just a way of like again controlling the narrative? Like, yes, AI is supposed to be able to like learn and tell you anything, but like there's plenty of experiences that people have had talking with these chats, even though they're updating the chats to like be less biased and whatever, like people are trying to catch it and be proactive. And like shout out to you guys, right, for like, you know, emailing Elon and letting him know that Grok's fucked up or whatever it is that you've been doing, because there's some accountability there. But it's like that doesn't change the fact that all this information is out there. Think about, this is just, again, gonna sound conspiracy theorist.
No,
so
you're
y'all
good.
stick with
we
me.
love a good conspiracy.
Okay, let's just not talking about the American government, just another country, okay? And they're using AI regularly, right, for their learning and like creating their art, managing the business, whatever. And then quietly overnight, another government overthrows said government, and they start taking the AI and then like pushing out the narrative that they want, right? People are staying at home, they're ordering their groceries through Amazon, right? This is the future. This can't be now, because people at least will go outside now, right? But let's say everything's VR, everything is, you know, truly quote unquote futuristic. This is the Jetson. Like, that's an easy way for me to now automatically control the narrative. Now, books, you don't have to go and see if they were ever written or whatever. I'm just going to show you quote unquote pages from the books. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I can put anything that I want to in them, in the pages.
Yeah. I see where you're going with that, because, you know, there's a million conspiracies of like how one day, you know, and we're not going to get too deep into it, but like how one day, like, oh, there's going to be one big thing that makes the whole world live under this one government. And they always talk about the alien invasions.
Something.
And, you know, like they
Yeah.
can start pushing the narrative, like we're trying to research, like, you know, is this actually going to happen? And AI is all like, fuck yeah, it's going to happen.
Hilarious. Yes, just put all the dots together.
No, but genuinely, but
and I mean, AI will come up with anything. So if you do like put a scenario like that into AI, and you're like, hey, like, what are the likeliness of this happening just based off statistics?
and they're like 100,000%.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm
Like,
going. I'm overly going.
you never know. You never know. You never know. I think the AI is, again, it's a great tool and a wonderful resource, but you should be triple checking your facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing your own research. Pick up a book sometimes, like see it in hardback and see what's written. It's like, I can't tell you like how many like weird stories I've heard of people that were like book readers that were like obsessed with a book, and then they would get another copy of it and they would read it and like something would be different in that copy of the book. And because they had read the book and knew it so well, they're like able to pinpoint like, no, like this entire paragraph or this entire page, whatever it was taken out of the book.
Well, you know, that's kind of what happened with the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to get religious in here.
We're not talking
Not yet.
conspiracies. I'm just talking.
Not yet.
We're just talking facts and frenzy. Okay.
I guess to draw all back in, we're kind of talking about the evolution of art and where it becomes controversial. So
Yeah.
that kind of does lead into the AI, where it was like, okay, back then it was like everything was just a natural thought. Whatever came to your head, you create it. Where now it's like we have these tools and assistants that help us create things that we personally may have never even thought of.
No fact so. Although I think that there's like the everything exists that's ever was going to exist. I do believe that like everything is there.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're like discovering things. But I see what you're saying. Like, I think that no.
No.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but like, I just think that like ultimately, like even if like AI, like let's talk about AI replaces a bunch of jobs.
Right.
This is our theoretical thing, right? Like, people are just going to find other things to do to make themselves money.
Right.
And hopefully
Always.
possibly more fulfilling things. Now, that's not to say like, oh, like if you lost your job because of AI, because I know people have, like, oh, it's purposeless and it should be replaced by a robot.
Yeah.
I think that there's purpose in humans doing things, but I do understand like the productivity of like, okay, like instead of risking however many people's lives to put them in this factory to work every day for 8 hours, we create some arms that do it automatically, and then we just hire 10 people to monitor the machines.
Well,
right?
I think one fun thing about AI is that we're over exaggerating because we're used to what we're used to, and it's like, oh no, scary. Like, especially as we're both creatives, like, oh my goodness, like I'm losing out on jobs because companies are using freaking AI to do this, do that, do this. And it's like, it's a scary thought at first. However, I do feel like it opens more doors to create, in the long run, create more, in a sense, depending on your perspective of it. And it also opens, I believe it opens more opportunities for more people. Like now you have this extra tool, whereas like certain things in society are like, you got to be put on, or it's like this be quiet society, you got to know to know. Where now it's like, you have this tool right in front of you where it's kind of opening doors for the quote unquote average person to kind of, figure out how they can grow and evolve and move along with the way the economy is moving. And it's creating more millionaires by the day.
So like, I think, okay, to answer your question originally.
Yeah.
Okay. I do think that art and controversy kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you think about it throughout history, art was always controversial. It was in the Roman era, it was naked women and the baths and blah blah blah. And then like people were discovering cave paintings like for the longest time and like thought it was just like devils like writings like
voodoo on the
who
walls.
knows what they fucking thought they were finding, these white people, man, but they were just out here searching like, yo, what are these people trying to tell us? And it was literally just storytelling.
Yeah.
Right? Like most of the wall paintings and cave paintings is literally just like, it's like the myths or real stories we don't know, right, of the time, right?
Right.
So I think that art has to be controversial, because if it's not controversial, like if it doesn't challenge something in your mind and if it doesn't provoke certain thoughts, like not like specific thoughts, just certain thoughts, like thoughts that you wouldn't necessarily normally have, right? And then I think that it's just an item serving a purpose.
Right. Yeah.
Like if I take these shoes and I put them on my feet and I'm just walking around in them, they're just shoes. But if I take them, I put them on a pedestal and I put, like a ribbon on them from something that I wore them to, and I preserve it like that. Now it's a piece of art. Now it's,
Well, to the designer, those pieces of shoes that you put on is art.
Facts. But then in the eye of the beholder.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's like,
right. Okay.
let us know in the comments.
Can art be just anything?
Is art being redefined by things like AI and,
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
And what are some ways that you are seeing art changing in your own communities? As always, thank you guys so much for joining us this Friday. We drop the episodes on Fridays, right?
Maybe.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on our second episode. Hit that like button. We gotta be YouTubers. Smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe. Tell your friends about us. And as always, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and all of your major streaming platforms. All right, YouTube.
At Facts and Frenzy.
All right, we'll see you soon.
We were supposed to say the punchline.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, the day is finally over.
I'm saying.
Oh,
the way I'm about
my
to
goodness.
Skate
the pain away.
Skate
the day away.
Yeah, all my inhibitions just gonna be gone with the wheels.
Skate it all away.
I can feel it
coming in the air tonight. Oh wow.
Oh wait, yeah, I have my phone. And I've been waiting for this moment for all my life.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Until next time. Mwah.